Hi guys! When Supergirl is coming soon in theaters in a few weeks, I want to talk about how far superhero-win movies have come from both Marvel and DC. This is not counting any female-led films from the non-comic book films or Marvel and DC teams and Disney Plus shows too. Just basic Marvel and DC female-led films only. So hope you enjoy this video. So it all started way back in 1984, after Superman and Swamp Thing had their films. Supergirl was the first DC superheroine to get a movie. This film, of course, is part of the Superman film franchise. The film is about Supergirl who's on a quest to find an orb-shaped object that has the power to save Arco City. The villain, Selena, found it and plans to use it to rule the world. When I first saw this film, I am aware of its criticisms. Sure, the effects may not hold up or the plot too, but hey, it's kinda cool to see Supergirl get her own movie way before another DC female character did. Although, during the 80s and 90s, most of the time it was just Superman and Batman films, and there hasn't been any female-led superhero films in a long time. But not until the early 2000s when Marvel was going big in theaters. And in 2004, that is when Warner Brothers decided to bring back DC Comics to the big screen again. And what was the character they went with? Well, they went with Catwoman. Out of all of the DC characters that they owned, they made a Catwoman movie. But this is not just a DC character of Catwoman. They stripped away pretty much the main character's name, Selena Kyle, the city of Gotham, and of course her role as a thief and sometimes anti-hero. Now, it is kind of tough to tell if I may have seen this film back in 2004. I probably did not know this was a DC film at that time. Even if I have seen it in theaters, I think I know why. And it was probably because I recognized the actress Halle Berry, who started in X-Men films as Storm, who played Catwoman in this movie. So pretty much this film borrowed or took inspirations to an origin story from the Tim Burton version of Catwoman, where the character discovers her boss's plans, gets thrown out, and gets bitten by some cats. Only this time it's Egyptian related. A character who gets raised back from the dead by an Egyptian entity. Sounds familiar to another character I know. Anyways, what happens in this movie is that Patience Phillips got her powers by a cat and tries to uncover the truth about her boss' makeup business. Sure, the film may have been bad, but hey, if you really think about it, this film does have some things in common in future films, like being an Elseworld movie that doesn't have the character in it, like the Joker film, or the first character being played by a black actress before Zoe played Catwoman. Yes, I know, Eartha was Catwoman before them, but we're talking film portrayals. So after Catwoman came out in 2004, 2005 would be Marvel's first superhero movie called Elektra. This film was a spin-off to Daredevil, and knowing this film has some mixed reviews, the director cuts version kinda helped a little. It's pretty much about Elektra. After being back from the dead from being killed by Bullseye, she was told by her mentor Stick that the Hand were after a father and a daughter and needs to protect them at all costs. Now that plot is not bad, but this film alongside Catwoman pretty much killed the possible chance of future superheroine movies. So, as the years went by, 2017 would be the year when DC finally brought back superheroine movies, and this time it was indeed Wonder Woman. After Wonder Woman debuted in Batman v Superman, this movie is a prequel to the DCEU, or the Snyderverse, however fans want to put it, and pretty much so, this film came out as a success. Wonder Woman was about Diana meeting Steve Trevor, and he told her about a war, and she tags along to see what to do, and found out that maybe Ares, the god of war, has something to do with it. Wonder Woman feels like it was the first time a movie brought back the superheroine films again to the big screens, and which inspired Marvel to do that. Although Wonder Woman was first announced in development before Marvel even announced a Captain Marvel movie. The film Captain Marvel acted as a prequel to Iron Man. It also ties to Endgame as well. Pretty much it's about Carol Danvers trying to remember her past, and also found out that perhaps the Skrulls may not be the enemies she thought they were for a long time. While the film did great at the box office, being the first superheroine movie to get $1 billion at the box office, the critics on the other hand had been mixed. But hey, both Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel were the first to bring back superheroine films. Now, this is where it kind of went downhill. The 2020s were pretty much a time when superhero films as a whole were going back and forth for trying to please the fans. But the films like Birds of Prey and Wonder Woman 84 Sort of feel like another downfall for the superheroine movies. Birds of Prey, that came out in 2020, stars the anti-hero named Harley Quinn, who meets this girl named Cassandra Cain who stole a diamond in which a villain known as the Black Mask is after it, and it's up to Harley to save the day along with some other girls like Black Canary, the Huntress, and Renee to form a team known as the Birds of Prey. This movie, well, for being the first superheroine team and being radar, did not do great at the box office, and I don't think COVID has anything to do with it. Plus, yeah, when I saw this film, the non-stop swearing kind of pretty much threw me off, and haven't seen this film in a long time. Speaking of which, the other superheroine movie that also came out in 2020 was Wonder Woman 84, a movie that's kinda confusing and acts like it's not canon to both the Snipers and the DCEU due to the timeline. Knowing this could count as the first time a superheroine got a sequel, the movie, on the other hand, did not do well that much in theaters. The plot pretty much is about Diana found out that a witch stone can make her wish come true, and found out that Steve Trevor was alive that was caused by her wish, and also found out that the misguided villain known as Maxwell Lord wants to use the wish stone to make people's dream come true. Also, Wonder Woman 84 was the last time we saw a DC superheroine character to get a movie, but Marvel did make some more during 2020. Black Widow, a movie that came out in 2021, did help a little bit when it looked like superheroine films weren't doing so well. This film is a prequel movie that takes place between Civil War and Black Panther. The film follows Natasha, who tracks her family to stop a past villain who thought dead still controls the Red Room, and she must rescue the other Black Widows before it's too late. While the movie did okay at the box office, it was also the start of Phase 4 of the MCU, and wasn't that bad of a movie. In 2022, Black Panther would get a sequel, but due to the passing of Chadwick Boseman, the actress who plays Shuri would star in the sequel where she fights Namor and his army. The film was good, and looking forward to see the characters return in Avengers Doomsday. In 2023, Captain Marvel would soon get a sequel, but also a teen film too, called The Marvels. Now, knowing Marvel Studios were having a hard time trying to make good films, The Marvels was the only film I remember skipping by accident when I heard it wasn't doing well. But I did see it, of course, on DVD. The Marvels pretty much is about Carol teaming up with her best friend's daughter, Monica Rambeau, who meets this new heroine named Kamala Khan, who finds out that Kamala's quantum bands are making the girls swap places, and the villain named Darvin wants to use both of the quantum bands to fix her planet before it's too late, even if it means hurting the other planets to do it. Knowing the sequel was a little bit of a mixed bag, Madam Web, that came out in 2024, may have caused a lot of harm for the future of superhero films. It's about a villain named Sims who found out that he's going to be killed by a forest fire woman in the future and plans to track them down, and the main character, Cassandra Webb, has to protect the three girls from him, who are Anna, Maddie, and Chilia. So anyway, Madam Web was basically the latest superheroine film to come out. There was supposed to be a Batgirl movie, but it got cancelled due to tax write-off. And now that brings us to Supergirl, coming soon in theaters this month in 2026, in which the film is going to take inspiration of the Woman of Tomorrow novel and also part of the DCU. Also, the first time Supergirl came back to theaters as a solo film since 1984. Wow, so it all started with Supergirl, and 42 years later, we're getting another remake of the film. That is so cool, and hope the film does well in theaters. And I guess that will do it for this video, a cool history trip to Mary Lane of how far Marvel and DC superhero films have come, and hope that there will be more superhero films to come as well, even though it's strange that they have been going up and down. But as always, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye! If you enjoyed that video, please subscribe, share, like, ring the notification bell, and check out other videos in my channel too. Thanks for watching. Bye!